Okay, today I'll show you how to set up Amazon Q Business, and using Amazon Q Business, how you can find out the valuable insights from the cloud cost usage reports, that is the car report, cost and usage reports. So I'm going to show you a step-by-step process how to set up Q Business, and out of Q Business how you can query and how actually you can get the insights out of cost and usage reports. Because you know that cost and usage reports normally has a plenty of information, and find out the meaningful insights out of that is a challenging task. But how Q Business can help you out, I'm just going to show you a step-by-step process for that. Okay, then this is my AWS console. So let's go to Amazon Q Business. Open the Amazon Q Business. Then first you need to create an Amazon Q Business applications. So let's start it. Let's start that Q Business creation process. So let's get started. Click the Get Started button. And here actually you can see there are three different options that how it works: create generative AI applications, then enhance applications, and customized web experience. So let's first create the applications. Click the create applications. Now there are two methods. One is authenticated access and anonymous access. So I'm going to choose the authenticated access, and to use that authenticated access you have to have an AWS IAM Identity Center, and you can see that it is recommended already. So I have already created my own IAM Identity Center, that is Identity Access Management Identity Center, and you can see that I have already created an user, and that's called my demo users, and that user will be a part of a group. But let's use my users here, the my demo users, under the IAM Identity Centers that I previously created. And then I can use that Q Business Pro. We can use either Q Business Pro or Q Business Lite. I'm just going to use the Q Business Pro. Select the Q Business Pro. Then go to the application details. Choose create and use a new service role, and then choose create and use a new service role. That is for the web experience, and this is for the application service access. Then once you choose these options, select the create button. And now it is creating your Q Business applications, and you can see that it is creating. It may take a couple of minutes. It should not be that. Should take that long time. While actually it is creating the applications, okay, it is already created. So I'll show you the other details when I get a chance. Okay, so once the application is done, you can see the very first application is created here. This is the very first application that is done. Click that. Now next, what you need to do, you can see all the details. Now next, what you need to do, you need to add an index. And you can see I just click the data source from the left hand side panel. Under the enhancement, I click the data sources, and then you need to create or add the index. So let me add the index first. And there are two options. One is your enterprise index provisioning options, enterprise or starter. So for this demo purpose, I'm just going to use the starter. And I'm going to use the number of units 1 for my demo purpose, but based on your requirement you may choose a different number, but for my purpose I'm just going to choose 1 and then click the add an index. Now once the index is added, then you need to add your data sources, means from where actually you are going to get your data, that data actually you are going to analyze. So let's wait a couple of seconds to once the index is done, then I'll show you how to add the data sources or data source for that particular index. It is still creating. So while actually it is creating, I can show you the different two business flow options from the left hand side. So you can see the data sources, the data accessors, admin controls and guardrails, Amazon QA apps, Amazon QA embedded integrations, document enrichments, relevance tuning, metadata controls, Amazon Quick Sites, plugins, Amazon Q Business Insights, and Amazon Q Apps Insights. So I'll try to go each and every options, but mainly I'm going to show you today that how that Q Business setup is done, how actually you can create your, how actually you can query and find the insights from your data sets. Later on I'll show you how actually you can use the Amazon Quick Sites to link the data sets and get more details, how actually you can query the data without writing any SQLs, those kind of details. So index is created. Now I'm just going to add the data source. So let me click add data source. Now you can see there are a variety of data sources. You can see Amazon S3, you can see a web crawler, you can upload a file directly, and many more. The idea is here that for your own organizations, if you have your own data sets, you can create your metadata out of those data sources, and you can create your own chat box kind of things where actually you can go and query the data within your organizations. Because in your organizations you can have many more data sources, and getting the insights or getting the data out of those data sources are difficult, right? So if you create your own, own data sources, or based on the Q Business, then you can easily go to your Q Business, ask any questions, and it will find out the answers based on your data sets, based on your own components data sets, and give you the insights. So for today's demo, I'm just going to select the Amazon S3 and just give the data source name. Let's say I'm just going to give the name like health check. Create a new IAM role for that. I'm going to create a new IAM role, or you can use your existing IAM role. And from where actually I'm going to get the data. So I'm going to get the data from my cloud cost bucket, where actually I already created a sample cost and usage report, and that actually I'm going to use it from this bucket. Choose it, and the rest of the things you can leave it as blank, leave it as default values. The sync mode, you can use the full sync. And then for frequency, you can see run on demand, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, or custom. I'm just going to use run on demand. And for the configuration, configure PPC selections, I'm just going to choose all default values, but you can change based on your needs. Then once everything is done, all the options are selected, you just review your selections. And once you reviewed your selections, then click add data source. So basically now you are using the data source from your selections, and that data source, basically the index is going to use the data source, and once the data source is going to created, once the data source is created, then once you link it, that index and data source, then you can go to your QBusiness applications or QBusiness query, and that way you can ask any questions or query any data sets, query any basically query the data sets out of your data sources. I'll show you that one. So it may take a couple of minutes to create the data sources. So in the meantime, let me